So my name is Wendy Wu. I'm a founder and CEO of WonderTech. So what we do is we are a voice AI platform. The biggest problem we're trying to solve is what's happening in mental health is pretty much like cancer 20 years ago. It's very low tech. Most people got diagnosed late. It's very low cure rate. And the key issues most people just simply don't know don't know about the issue. More than 90% of the people are not diagnosed. So that's a huge issue. And so the current cure rate is around 30%, lower than 40%. So we're doing three things like what cancer did 20 years ago. First, early diagnosis and early intervention and continuous monitoring. And with voice AI, we're tackling the most fundamental issue in mental health, which is not technology, it's not healthcare, it's privacy. So most people, most people, especially in Asia, when we feel like something might be wrong, and the last person will go is a psychiatrist or psychologist. It's just a big stigma and taboo, and feel very uncomfortable. So what we found out is if people find out there is a 100% private way I can find out if I'm okay, I will do it. Our core technology is vocal biomarker. While vocal biomarker can be a disruptor in this industry, is people are comfortable to share that. And this technology can act as at the level of vocal biomarker, meaning it can differentiate people from depressed and healthy. So basically what we're doing is something early diagnosis with your mobile phone. So without technology, 30 seconds with a voice, we can differentiate if it's an emotion problem or you are clinically actually depressed, and if you are mild, moderate, or severe, or even suicidal. And we act as a triage to help you connect to the service you need so you can connect to the early intervention.
How do you identify what the size of this addressable market that you are looking at is?
We're looking at a global crisis here. Mental health is the second serious disease in the world now. For people aged from 15 to 34, suicidal is the number one death rate. If you look at the population, clinical definition, there are only 10% of people are really mentally have good and healthy well-being. Around 73% of the people, we call that sub-healthy. They are not clinically have mental health issue, but are continuously for long term going through severe anxiety, meaning you cannot sleep, losing your hair, you cannot focus, you constantly have migraine or stomach ache, and a lot of people cannot have babies, they're going to get pregnant. Yeah, so this around 73% of people. And there are 16% of people, one out of 66 people around us are going through clinical mental health issues. And the number one is actually anxiety. 1.2 billion people with an anxiety issue, and one about people with depression. These two are the top two highest.
How would you describe exactly what it is that the proposition of the WonderTech product is doing for them?
So we act like a triage. Actually, in different status, you need different kind of intervention. So basically, we do two things. First is find out if you're okay, and second, what you should do about it. Yeah. So if you're okay, depends on what you need to do. For example, if I need to be on the top of my job, I need to be perfectly okay. And but if I just want to function, yeah, I probably can handle like mild, moderate anxiety, depression, and I can still hang in there. Depends on what do I expect myself to perform. And a lot of people are going through constant high pressure, high anxiety in our daily life. And in that, we connect you to the mindfulness program, for example, the breathing exercise, and the mini meditation, the healing music, the psychoeducation. We help you to connect with like the mini series you need. If the situation goes to a little bit more serious, and we'll connect you to the counselor or the psychologist and or psychotherapist to deal with a specific issue you're trying to work on, no matter it's relationship wise, personal development wise, career wise, and or a particular issue related to your early childhood. And if that doesn't work, if the issue goes to physical, for example, you really cannot sleep and you start feeling heartache, you have breathing problem, and then we will connect you to psychiatrists. In our platform, we also have suicidal rescue if you actually feel really that you need special support. Yeah. So for our unique proposition is 100% private, and you can access 24/7. You don't need to show anything. You don't need to type anything. You just use the voice to connect to the service. And the business model is paid by the employer and the insurance program. Yeah, so everybody can have that access. Yeah. Most people still don't think of it as an issue. So our product service is going through employee benefits and also insurance program. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the underlying technology underpinning sort of the WonderTech product. You mentioned that it is a vocal biomarker. Can you describe what exactly is a vocal biomarker, and why is it a superior way of identifying or diagnosing sort of mental health issues?
So vocal biomarker is a voice is a biomarker. So basically it's like when you test our temperature, your blood pressure, yeah, it's also a biomarker. However, in mental health, there is no objective biomarker for a long time. That's one of the key issues. That's why we rely on psychiatrists to diagnose any mental health issues. So mental voice is the very first mental health biomarker. Actually, it's objective and can differentiate people from healthy to depressed, healthy to with anxiety issues. So that's the definition. So it can help you to differentiate healthy to issues, disease, and secondly, can differentiate the severity of your problem. And so we are in level 2. We have already achieved world leading status in sensitivity and severity for our vocal biomarker for emotion detection and also depression detection. And right now we are going through the severity detection. And the third level, our vision is going through precision medicine on our platform.
And so the actual vocal biomarker technology, is it a machine learning algorithm that's trained on like a large sample set of people's, I guess, their voices, and then matched against kind of like that data set in terms of some qualitative or quantitative assessment of their mental health? How exactly do you achieve like the sort of accuracy in terms of the vocal biomarker technology?
Correct. We spent about 5 years. We built the biggest research and data sets, partner with Peking University. So we started this before actually voice was a medical biomarker. So basically what we did is we work with licensed the top psychiatrists. So when they are going through in their daily treatment, when see their patients, we collect all their tagging about people are, for example, they are healthy, they're depressed, or they're moderate depressed, or they are moderate depressed with mild anxiety. We collect all those tagging from doctor's diagnosis. And we also collect patients' voice on their mobile phone. And so that's how we started. And we right now we have around 50,000 individual, the voice data set, which is the biggest in the world. There are around 5 companies can do what we do in the world, 3 in the US, 1 in Germany, and all of them are using the questionnaire as tagging. And we're the only one with this DSM-5, which is the gold standard, is tagged by psychiatrists. That's how we build our technology from scratch. And I think that's a very core differentiation why we can achieve what we achieve today. Because we actually spent a long time collecting the best quality and also the biggest data sets in the world.
You mentioned that vocal biomarkers provide sort of an objective measure. Like how much of an issue is subjectivity in terms of mental health assessment, and why is vocal biomarkers an objective, assessment tool?
Sure. So when we go to the questionnaire, is a lot of them is behavioral based. So it's very, very easy for people to say, oh, actually, I'm feeling okay. Yeah. And it's very easy to manipulate the answer. Depends on the situation. If you don't want to deal with it, or you feel like somebody else might know the answer, and then it's very easy to fake it. The core technology, so there are 2 different kinds of voice AI mental health, 2 different kinds of technology direction. One is more acoustic, one's more linguistic. around half, like half and half, like half, around half players focus on linguistic, meaning we diagnose about this NLP based, the AI analyze what you say, uh, and based on the words to analyze your mental health status. For WonderTech, we take acoustic space as our technology direction. So the core technology is based on when people are going through mental health issues, especially anxiety, depression, the psychomotor function will change, which will impact how our vocal cord functions. And when our vocal cord function changes, and the AI algorithm can detect that mild, like a slight change when we are talking. So healthy, depressed people talk differently. So we have more than 300 million parameters detecting the change in our algorithm. So the strength and weakness of our models, the weakness is it takes longer time than linguistics model to build, but the strength is cross-cultural and cross-age, cross-gender for our model, because it's not about the language. For example, in our detecting, we ask you to do la 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 la. We ask you to count numbers. It has nothing to do about your language itself. We want to test how your vocal cord change. We want to capture that. Yeah. So yeah, that's a fundamental of our technology.
You mentioned that you had the sort of largest, you trained your model on kind of the largest data set, and it's sort of high quality data set as well. It's been tagged by psychiatrists using kind of sounds like the DSM-5 standard for identifying mental health issues. How did you get access to this data set? Is it mostly all sort of from China? And you mentioned that this technology is cross-cultural. So how applicable is this data set across, different populations outside of China?
So our global headquarters in Singapore, and we started the very first data center in China. We also have a data center in Singapore, partnered with NUH. So, and we are also aggressively expanding in MENA and also in India. So basically our model is we collect, because it's actually very sensitive data. We partner with the top mental health hospital, and the data stay locally. Yeah, but because China does have a data advantage, so we started our very first data center. Yeah, so we foresee the end by the end of next year we'll have both the English and Chinese model ready. That's the very first two, and then we'll go to India and Hindu and Arabic. Yeah, that's our next two languages.
Great. Let's talk a little bit about the business model for
Mm-hmm.
WonderTech. So you mentioned before that your platform has the support of, I guess, corporate insurance that allows corporations to incorporate this product into their wellness program and allow people to, I guess, take advantage of whatever kind of corporate sponsored interventions might be available to them.
Mm-hmm.
So would you classify this as sort of a much more of like a B2B SaaS model? How did you
Yes.
think about developing the business model appropriate for WonderTech?
Uh, so we look at our business model in three stages. We are in stage one, prepping for stage two. Stage one is a pure B2B SaaS platform. So we empower, for example, one of the biggest healthcare platform in China with 10 million users. And also we empower China Trade Union, so which help us to access over 400 million of state-owned employees on their healthcare platform. So we represent the mental health solutions, and we are also getting into a lot of insurance platform. So they are not just a standard package; they are more premium package. And so they give special support for people going through chronic disease like cancer, cardiovascular disease, or postpartum depression. For women, actually, when women start to prepare for pregnancy, they need to start to deal with their anxiety issues. Yeah. So basically, we act as a B2B SaaS platform to empower corporate benefits support and healthcare platform and insurance platform. Yeah.
I see. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the future. Like fast forward sort of 5 years, what do you see the future for WonderTech, and what do you see the future more broadly for sort of global mental health? Like what types of technologies are you excited about, and what types of opportunities are you excited about for WonderTech?
Firstly, our solution will be like the the Google Map for mental health. So Google Map help us to know where we are externally, physically, and WonderTech SaaS program will help people find out where we are internally and mentally. We will be everywhere in all the mental health program solutions. And with that, precision medicine will be possible with voice. Because one beauty in voice is, and app with mental health vertical application is we will be able to do screening, monitoring, intervention. So we don't need 20 years to figure out precision medicine, how, like what all the cancer drugs did. With our AI platform, we'll be able to learn very fast what's going on with you or what you should do. And people like you, what they did and worked, they can all be personalized and based on your preference. That's what I look into the most.
Great. So
Yeah.
for people who want to find out more about WonderTech, find out more
Mm-hmm.
about sort of what your service is doing, where can they find out more information?
So we have a website, wondertech.ai. Then, or you can search me on LinkedIn and Wendy Wu WonderTech. Yeah.